Breaking news coming in this afternoon following the news of the recall of the Minister of Finance and his deputy from London's roadshow trip. The rand has weakened from 12 rand 36 per dollar to 12 rand 60 a dollar. Following the report by 1 p.m., the rand was trading weaker at 12 rand 63 cents per dollar after touching a New Year low of 12 rand 66 cents. Well, joining us to discuss this further is ANN7's Clive Ramatabele-Smith, joins us over the phone line. Good afternoon to you, Clive. We do now have confirmation, and we spoke earlier as well, that the rand has weakened. This was the expectation on the back of this news?
Thank you very much to you, Abigail, and to the rest of our viewers as well. It is evident that the news that came out earlier on this morning, that the Finance Minister and his deputy have been called back to South Africa, is similarly having effect that normally we would say has to do with the market. And if you study markets long enough, you understand that this particular response of a jittery rand, a jittery market, is a result of that particular decision. Nonetheless, we were focusing a little bit more particularly on the financial markets, and they are also giving in and showing signs of a toughness, resilience, and that's the reason why we can speak with confidence and say to you that the likes of Kumba Iron Ore, Altron, Barloworld are all more than 5% into the negative. And if you look at the rand, for example, last time I spoke to you, we were sitting at 12 rand and 58, and now we are down further another 4 cents, which we're down by 1.5% to 12 rand and 62 cents.
Clive, the big question, could this all have been avoided if the president had just included some sort of reason in that media release?
It is a very difficult one to measure, and the reason why is this is because we really don't know the reasons behind the president's decision to recall both ministers. What we have heard is that there might have been an authorization issue that could have happened, that the minister would have not have done, or might have not have followed a particular pattern of rules within government to make sure that the trip is legitimized. However, I can tell you, even if that was the case, there would have been surely a more strategic way that the presidency would handle this. The fact that they've been called while they are in London leaves a lot of speculation, and one of those speculations, unfortunately, that is making around is this cabinet reshuffle that could create a whole host of a different economic starter because of the fact that we don't know really the reasons behind the presidency to call the minister back. However, speculation is it has to do, one, with the reshuffling of cabinet, two, with the unauthorized move to go on this trip. Now, I can confirm to you, last year, the similar trip happened when South Africa was fighting with the rating agencies to try and get them not to necessarily downgrade us into junk status, which is what we were fighting for last year. You remember pretty well, probably, I had a discussion with you, Abigail, about this particular matter, where we had actually the trip taking place with government, business, everybody, a delegation that was sent both to London and the United States to try and lobby those rating agencies not to downgrade us. It would be very interesting that this time around the minister would not have known that there is a procedure that needs to be followed. There is process that is due when you take up these kinds of trips. And if that was not followed, it would raise questions of authority and whether or not the minister understands his role to participate effectively in our economy, but not only that, to make sure that he himself adheres to the rules and regulations of Parliament.
It does raise a lot of questions, Clive. You did confirm a knock on the rand. Are we expecting this to have some sort of effect on rating agencies and also investor confidence on South Africa?
You could not have asked a better question. And my answer to your question is the following. One, the minister would know very well the implications of him being called back from London at this particular time. One, it means that he has has to make sure that things don't seem a little bit jittery. But at the moment they do, because he would have done something perhaps, and it is alleged that he might have done something that is outside of protocol. And that means that he himself sits in a very peculiar position, because he cannot defend doing something like this without following due course. Secondly, the markets are responding as a result of uncertainty to the results that the presidency themselves have given a very vague response to this particular recall, as it were. 3 sentences were identified in the statement, and all they say is, with immediate effect, the minister and the deputy minister have to make their way back to South Africa. There is no clarity, there is no questioning, there is no reasoning that has been given. And that is the reason why the markets, when there's uncertainty, markets respond. And the rand is responding at the back of that. It is unfortunate, though, because we have enjoyed a very strong rand in the last 2-3 weeks. And so, therefore, the fact that it's been deteriorating the way that it is since early hours of that announcement, early hours of this morning of the announcement, it means that obviously markets are starting to feel a little bit uncertain whether or not the decision is based on a political basis or not. It's really neither here or there. It's actually null and void, because the point of the matter is the minister has been called back, and he has to be back in the country within the next 24 hours to explain why the trip was made without thorough authorization.
Well, let's leave it there for now. Clive, thank you very much for talking to us here and giving us those details. ANN7's business editor, Mr. Clive Ramatabela-Smith, confirming that the rand has taken a knock on the back of the President, Jacob Zuma, asking the Minister of Finance and his Deputy Minister to return back to South Africa and not continue with that trip to both the United States and the United Kingdom. Stay tuned to ANN7. We are going to keep you up to date.